things starting to ramp up a little bit as we get closer to a real game? Even though it's an exhibition, it's against somebody different. The intensity may be day by day or week by week picking up a little bit.
For sure. The intensity's been picking up in practice. Coach Kyle's been getting on us a lot in practice, just trying to make us stay focused. So when the game comes around, we're going to know our spots and where to be on the court and stuff like that and what to expect.
What do you guys want to, I guess, heading into an exhibition game, what are you guys looking to accomplish? I know you guys are deep, you have a lot of rotating parts that can happen. Is that more what you're looking for, is who can gel with each other against another team? What's kind of the main goal you guys look to going into this?
For sure. I would say chemistry is probably the biggest thing for us. We just want to see who gels with each other and how different groups play with each other and just basically figure out how we play with each other, stuff like that. And see how we gel.
Years ago, Cal had the platoon system. He'd bring in 5 to the new 5. Has he tinkered with any kind of certain gimmicky things like that in practice? Because you guys have so many parts.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really thought too much about the platoon, kind of like subbing system like that, but he kind of just switches some guys around and see how they fit in with other guys and stuff like that.
Bryce, as a recruit, shooting wasn't something people talked about on the line. Obviously, you made a bunch of threes in the scrimmage. How much of that is something you've been adding to your game?
Yeah, so when I committed, Coach Kyle wanted me to just focus on making my jump shot become more consistent in defense. So, like I said earlier, I've just been getting in the gym a lot in the mornings and just trying to get a lot of shots up to make my jump shot more consistent. And I've been seeing a lot of improvements on my jump shot.
How do you handle all the people buzzing about the way you've been playing and talking about you exceeding expectations, all the hype kind of growing, I guess, is the season?
I mean, I hear it all, but I just try to stay focused and just control what I can control because I know if I have a bad game, I mean, I just can't focus too much on all of that. I just got to stay focused on what I can control and just get in the gym, stay in the gym, and get more shots up and stuff like that.
Are you a guy who had kind of a chip on his shoulder because you felt a little overlooked coming into all this?
For sure. I always had a chip on my shoulder. Like you said, I felt like I was under-recruited, under-ranked and stuff like that. But I'm in college now. I'm at one of the best colleges in the country, and I can't really focus on rankings anymore. But I'm just blessed to be in the position I am today.
You know, Cal said the other day during media day that he wanted some guys to do things in practice so he could say, okay, that's good. You don't need to be doing that. You need to shoot more. Certain people, what has he said about your game where he said, you don't need to do that. You need to focus on the following? What are some of those things?
So he wants me, biggest thing for me is motor. He wants me to keep going all day. He wants me to run fast and get a lot of rebounds. And he wants me to, he likes my physicality, so he likes when I drop to the hole. And he feels like I can get other players the ball when I drop to the hole. So just certain things like that.
Cal has said many times that a lot of players will just shoot because that's the easiest thing to do. Mm-hmm. Does he get on a lot of players like yourself or others who say, look, it's easy to settle for the 20-footer, but you can take it in to slam it or get to the free throw line?
For sure, he says that a lot. That's why he says, like, when I drive, sometimes I like to go get the bucket and score, but the counter off of that is to get, when they collapse the defense on me and when I penetrate, I can kick it out for the 3 or something like that, and that leads to other offense.
What are you most excited about as the season starts?
Just getting out there and playing in front of Big Blue Nation. Coming in, I know that the crowds are going to be crazy and stuff like that. So experiencing it at Big Blue Madness, it was crazy, and I just can't wait to get out there for our first official game and play in front of them.
What do you know, scouting report? Because it's an exhibition, so I assume you don't know a lot about them, but Cal is going to treat certain things like it's Kansas, like it's Duke. You have to mentally prepare at a higher level for yourself, even though it's somebody you should have your way with.
Coming in from high school, I know I'm going to have to prepare mentally greater. I know it's going to be different from high school to college, so I just want to be as prepared as possible. He hasn't went over too much about the scouting report, but he just wants us to play hard and stick to what we can control and our offense and stuff like that.
Bryce, a lot has been made about the adjustment Kellen faced in going from Davidson to here. How did you see him work through some of those early struggles, maybe earlier in the summer to what he's done recently?
Kellen's adjustment to here has been great. He's finding his shots. He knows his role and how to play. So basically, a lot of what we do is come off like screens and stuff like that. So when Kellen comes off the screen, he has a shot usually. He has a floater he can go to and just stuff like that. So he's been fitting into the system really well.
How valuable is it for you as a freshman to have a guy like that who's played so much in college?
It's really valuable. I mean, he's has a lot of experience, and that just helps me coming in as a freshman. Getting the knowledge from him because he's been there and done it before. So I thank him a lot for that.
With so much talent, has there been one thing Cal has harped on over and over and over, such as you said, playing with a high motor, playing with more energy? Sometimes it's easy with so much talent to be a little complacent at
Yeah.
times. Has he harped on that for all of you guys?
For sure. I mean, like you said, he wants me to play with motor, but he also wants everybody to just know their role. He doesn't want people doing too much because we have a lot of pieces that can create off of each other. So I would say that's the biggest thing is he just doesn't want us to do too much and just play hard all the time.
What's the biggest thing you've learned from some of the guys who have more experience on the team?
I would say they've just been trying to help me, like, prepare me for what to expect coming in, like for our first game. So I would just say, like, taking it all in, just knowing that Kyle, that he's going to get on you at certain times, but you just got to stay focused and fight through it. But it's really not too much. Just stay focused.
Cal has said that 3 of the starting positions are kind of penciled in right now with Xavier, Ty, and Oscar. So the other 2, the 3 and the 4, are kind of up for the taking. Do you think that you are a potential piece for one of those 2 spots?
I mean, I feel like I could, but I'm really not focused on it. Whatever Kyle has planned, I know that it's going to work, and I trust him with that. But like you saw, like Devin Booker, he didn't start one time here, and you look at him now. It's just crazy to see, but I mean, I can't really focus on what to expect on who has to start, but I'm just thankful to be here and be in the position I am.
Fans haven't gotten to see anything out of CJ Frederick because of his injury. I know he's kind of ramping things up with full contact. So what do you kind of make of his game, and what do you think he brings to the table as a player?
I love it. I mean, like, Kyle likes how I drive, so when I drive to the hole and they collapse on me, that leaves like CJ or another shooter open. So when I kick it out there, I know CJ, I believe he shot like 50 or 48% from the 3 last year, so something like that. When you kick it out to him, then you know it's like going to basically go in. It's just easier for you to play. So I like that a lot about his game.
The more you've had a chance to practice with everyone over the last few weeks, has there been anybody that's, I don't know, maybe surprised you or really jumped out with how they bring it every day?
I would say probably Xavier, Willer, or Tata. I mean, Xavier's speed and how he can get other players the ball is crazy. Just like when he gets a rebound, Xavier, and just push it up the court, he beats everybody up the court by his speed, so it's just crazy. And then his IQ, he can come off a pick and roll and just throw a lob, and I wouldn't even see it. But just how he reads the game is just crazy. And then Ty, his shooting ability, the tough shots that he makes is crazy. He's also another guy that plays at his own pace and doesn't let the game speed him up. So I believe those 2 guys have stood out to me the most.
Has Xavier's defense been a problem for people?
Coach Kyle wants him to get up, like pick up 94 feet. So that's been a problem for some of the guys. But I know some of the guys that we face in the season are going to have a tough job to get around Xavier because the pressure that he puts on him.